Welcome.
Beautiful dress.
Oh, thank you.
Very much.
I picked it.
Kyle, when did you start racing?
Actually, I started racing at 13. That's actually a late start. Many of the other drivers that race against me every single weekend started when they were 5 or 7 or wherever.
Really?
But I was 13, and
You start at 5 or 7?
some of them do, yeah.
Wow.
What are they driving?
Like go-karts and quarter
okay.
midgets
yeah.
and things like that. Things for smaller children,
gonna say,
obviously. But
Dad,
not,
this is awesome.
yeah, no, not the big stuff.
That's insane. How do you get acclimated to going at that? Because I know people that drive fast cars, Porsches, Ferraris, stuff like that, and they get behind a NASCAR and they're like, there's nothing more. My wife is a crazy adventure freak. There's nothing that's more terrifying than when she drove to NASCAR.
I don't know. I mean, to me, it's just, it's fun. It's enjoyable. I've done it my whole life. I've raced cars my whole life, and I just love being able to get out there, the competition. There's nothing greater than winning and being able to go to victory lane, so that's what it's all about, and certainly learning that a lot more with our son, Brexton. I think he's more passionate about winning than I am.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Cries with second place, so we're
Yeah.
trying to get him past
really?
that. Yep. But he loves going to victory lane because Kyle throws him high in the air. He gets confetti, and then we bring sparkling grape juice, and he gets to spray it.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Sparkling
Yes.
grape juice.
Yeah.
Samantha, how did the two of y'all meet?
Well, we actually met, I was still in college, and I did promotional modeling on the weekends and stuff to pay for school, and it was my first day, first couple hours at a racetrack, and we crossed paths, and
Yep.
yeah, he took me for a ride around, not in like the actual race car.
Like the pace
but-
car?
Yeah,
Yes, we were
and
giving pace car rides.
Yep, and we kind of connected, and I still had to finish my whole senior year, so he'd come to school, I'd go to the races, and that was a really long time ago.
Were you nervous in the pace car? You guys
No.
fast.
She actually asked me,
Is
she was
the-
like, you got a way better gig than I got today.
I didn't know who he was. I should probably say that. And so I had a lot to learn about racing, but now this is my 11th year on the road. So,
Oh, wow,
so I'm kind of a pro now.
Yeah.
Can you turn it off when you're driving? When you're driving to like the supermarket, can you just turn it off, or you just like parallel, doing like a minivan, just like at a boom, boom, boom?
Oh, I zoom everywhere I
really
go.
does.
Yeah, but
Really
no.
does.
I cut in and out of traffic. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, like a little bit. You know how people usually merge over if they know their exit's coming? He'll
Yes.
wait until it's like right there,
Yeah.
and he just zooms through and is gone.
So,
You're a professional.
Right.
You know
well,
what you're doing.
more times than not, I'm an out-of-towner. So
Right.
I think I have the excuse of, I don't know where the hell I'm going.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
And you just recently beat Richard Petty's record for the most wins.
Yes.
Yeah, NASCAR,
thank you.
yeah.
Well,
That's awesome.
there's,
How did that feel?
it's
I mean,
so
what an honor.
Thank you. It's so surreal. Just with the amount of years that I've been in the sport and having the opportunity to go after as many wins as I've had and the career that I've been able to accomplish all of these victories, it's been pretty special. So a lot of great people standing behind me, helping me along the way. Of course, my wife, my son, but my crew chiefs and all the people that have worked on my cars for years to make them as fast as they go. But there's an asterisk, and people will always compare or try to compare the two between Richard Petty's 200 wins and my 200 wins, and they're not the same. So Richard Petty's 200 wins all came in the Cup Series, the top series, where mine are national level series wins. There's 3 national levels. There's the Truck Series, the Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series. And so that's where my 200 come from. So it's not the same. It's still a big number. It's a cool number. I've had a lot of people tell me, don't take anything less of it, of the accomplishment. Take it for what it's worth. It's 200 wins. That's a lot.
It's amazing.
That's a lot.
Incredible.
Yeah. Thank you.
Why do you think people gravitate towards NASCAR and racing so much?
Well, I think the sport was built off years ago. I mean, 40s, 50s, guys running moonshine through the hills of Tennessee, North
Right.
Carolina, South Carolina, all that.
You don't still do that? You don't still do that just for
We
fun?
don't still do that, no. But that's kind of where the sport started, and having guys souping up their cars and making them more hot rodder-ish so they could beat the cops, things like that. But then they started taking those cars to the racetrack. They would drive their car to the track, they'd race, they'd drive back home. And that just kind of formulated this passion of people and competition and drivers and souped up cars and stuff like that. That's how NASCAR was born, and that's where it came from. And I think it just evolved through the 60s, 70s, 80s, and now into today. People always ask, well, they're like, what's your car? Like, what do you drive? And I'm like, a Toyota Camry. And they go, a Toyota Camry, like from the road, like from the showroom floors? And I'm like, not quite. It's a lot different. Our cars have roll cages, and they have way more horsepower and things like that make them go 200 miles per hour every single weekend.
And how many laps are you doing a typical race?
Typically 500.
Does your butt get numb?
Yes.
That has
Yes,
to be
you
some
sh-
serious.
Wait, tell him about your butt. You have to.
Oh, tell us about your butt.
So I'll tell him about his butt. So he squeezes his butt the whole time during the
clench?
race.
You're clenching?
Yeah.
You're pretty much,
Well,
yeah,
you're
like
going
you're,
like 200 miles an
Right.
hour.
yeah, you're tight the whole
So
time,
he
right?
has such a tight tushy. So during the race, I like think about that. And I'm like, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna sit up on this pit box.
It's a good
and-
Right, yeah.
It's a workout, that's for sure.
The
So my
NASCAR
back hurts,
workout.
my butt hurts, my legs hurt, everything after the race. You're always tight. You got to re-stretch. Pilates are a really good thing for a race car driver.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
quite interesting, right?
Yeah, because those seats are tiny too.
Yeah, they barely fit us. You know, they're specially made for us. They're foamed
Yeah.
around us, all that stuff.
And just
Yeah.
being like this and vibrating and so tense.
We got to
and
get
stuff.
you to a race. See, I grew
I was gonna
up
say,
not
yeah.
far from the
Pilates.
Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
I mean, NASCAR is like a religion in the South.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
For
And
sure.
it's really
That's
fun
right.
because all the families get to travel. We're kind of like a traveling circus. So 38
Right.
weeks out of the year, you know, the wives, the girlfriends, the kids, everybody, we all go. There's playgrounds, there's centers for the kids. So it's fun.
Samantha, tell us about your foundation.
Yeah, so our foundation's called the Bundle of Joy Fund. So we tried for so many years to have our son Brexton. Found out I had fertility issues, he did, and we ultimately had to go through IVF. And one thing a lot of people don't realize is it's usually not covered by insurance. And so
Right.
it's around $25,000 out of pocket, and there's no guarantee.
Expensive, yeah.
Crazy
Every
expensive.
time, so if it doesn't work the first time, do you have to pay another $25,000?
It's a little bit different depending on, you know, if you have frozen embryos
Right.
and all that, but it's super expensive. And so when we were going through it, on my blog, we kind of shared our journey, kind of make couples feel better and not so alone. And then
Right.
as we were finishing up the pregnancy, we said, you know what, we need to be doing something more. So we started our foundation a little under 4 years ago, and baby number 18 is due any day now. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. And we have 6 more pregnancies coming in 2019, and in a few months we'll do another round of grants. So
That is amazing. That's so wonderful.
It's been very fun. It's a challenge, obviously. You know, we're trying to spread the awareness, trying to get more people to understand what IVF exactly is and the cost associated with it, and trying to get insurance. Well, trying to get companies like FedEx has been involved with us, Toyota's been involved with us, M&M's, Mars has been involved with us now about trying to help facilitate options for people to have IVF coverage within their
Right.
policies at the works. But then past that, we're trying to get to insurance companies, and then next, it might be even going to Washington.
Absolutely. That's really